Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 569.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to take a little bit of a different tack, and I'm going to give you some encouragement and share with you some success stories of listeners and what they've been doing to achieve great results in their life and with their goals. And I just want to give you a little extra fuel to help you know that you can actually accomplish them. And I think the best way to do that is to share with you success stories from other people who have shared with me things that they put into practice that have really started making a difference for them. And this sort of came to me by surprise because I don't often have a lot of interaction with people. It's usually me talking to you, but I love hearing from you and have you talk to me. So in the recent giveaway, I was emailing with people about the prizes that they had won, and they were emailing me back telling me stories about how they had made improvements in their life. So I wanted to share these stories with you and tell you about a few people that really impressed me because I didn't know that they had been putting things into practice and having success and what they were actually doing. So I wanted to share these with you with the hopes that you can be encouraged and you can see what you can accomplish, that you know you can do it, that you can make a big difference by putting the things you're learning here into practice. And as your wealth mentor, that's what it's all about. I mean, you can just listen and that's entertainment, I guess. But the reason I'm here is to help show you a shorter path, a simpler path to financial freedom. So let me share with you some of the things that I've become aware of. First of all, I got this email from Eric. And Eric started out just with a simple couple sentences to me and said, "Thank you for all your advice, and I look forward to continuing to learn from you. And you've helped me immensely." Well, of course, that piqued my interest, and I wanted to know how had I helped him. So I asked him, "Well, Eric, tell me what has happened in your life." And here's what he responded. "You've helped me in a ton of ways. I had failed at investing without any research or knowledge in the past, and I was interested in learning more when I found your podcast a few months ago. Your advice on cars was great for me because I tend to keep my cars a long time. You completely changed my outlook on buying my first home since I now see it as an appreciating asset / forced savings account, and now I'm keeping an eye out for a great deal on a home. Your McT formula was revolutionary for me because I believed I could save enough to be wealthy when that wouldn't be possible on my salary without compounding over time. Your recommendation for Investors Business Daily and your additional book suggestions have been invaluable, as I have never heard of many of these resources. I have also gotten out of the target date 401k fund and have updated my asset allocation on my own. Overall, I am more confident, and I really do believe that I can reach my financial goals, and I have a plan on how to get there now. I honestly can't thank you enough for what you've done, and I'm happy that I found all this information in my 30s with plenty of time to grow my wealth. Sincerely, Eric." Wow, that blew me away. I was so happy to read that. You know, before I wrote my book, I hadn't really shared the McT formula with anyone because it came to me later as I was writing the book as a way to simplify how to understand your wealth building. To have someone else react to it that way and have them really understand it and really see how it affects your life. And if you're not familiar with it, if you haven't read You're Already a Wealth Heiress, my book, McT is the code for the wealth building formula. M stands for money, C stands for compounding, and T stands for time, the number of years that you have available to compound until you reach your goal. So I was thrilled that Eric could put everything into practice, that he related to the cars and already was keeping his cars longer, but really understood the value of not having depreciation and not losing that money, and also getting the concept of opportunity cost, that he didn't want to be putting out money for cars every 5 years, and that he could be investing that money and compounding it instead. His getting a great deal on his first home, really exciting that he's going to be buying his first home, that he has more confidence about that. I love that he has found more books and resources. And if you aren't familiar with my resources page, I do have a page on my website called the resources page that has all of my favorite books and resources for you. He's very cognizant of his asset allocation. He got out of the target date fund, so he's not paying a lot of extra expenses and having too much weight in bonds. And he even came in to join my VIP experience. So that was the icing on the cake. And Eric, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy to hear you've put all of these things into practice. And, a lot of what you mentioned were from some of the past podcasts that I've done on how to save tens of thousands of dollars. And that's really what you're going to do. You're really putting into practice principles that are going to save you tens of thousands of dollars. And because you are a young person, it's so exciting because you have 30, 40 years to compound, and that is going to make a huge difference for you finding it so soon. But even for people who aren't in their 30s, if you're older, knowing what to do and doing the right things and making the right decisions is what's going to make a difference for you. It's not too late, and you can still reach your financial goals. The next email came to me from Lori. Lori was a winner in the contest for podcast reviews and book reviews that I just finished, and she won the Wealthy Mindset Blueprint. And here's what she had to say. I've been listening to your podcast for over a year and now catch myself thinking, what would Linda do before making a financial decision? Because of you, my financial situation is getting better all the time. Thank you so much. Well, no, Lori, you're doing the work. I'm just giving you the steps and the pointers and maybe the map and the formulas. But you're actually putting it all into practice. So really, all the credit goes to you. And when I asked Lori about what things had improved, here's what she said. I have seriously decreased my spending on stuff, but I am still traveling. I have paid almost all my debt completely off. It will be paid off within 4 months. I purchased a tiny seasonal business at a great deal. Today, I am in the process of negotiating for a future home that will be on a rental program for a few years. Before, I would have paid the asking price just because I love it, but I know it's at the top of the real estate cycle thanks to you. I have researched the area and know how much I can expect to make in rentals for the year. I have a purchase price and I'm going to stick to it. This is a completely different mindset for me, and I want to thank you. I know my financial situation will be better in the future because of you. Wow. Well, again, Lori, this is not because of me. It's because of you, because you're putting things into practice. And for people who are listening, that's the difference. It's the action takers that are going to have the results. And that's what makes me so excited about these emails, is people are taking action. They're listening to the podcast and they're putting these principles to work. They're using the McT formula from the book. They are using the 6 steps to wealth. They're working on their mindset. They're understanding cycles. There's all kinds of things that we talk about regularly on the podcast that I see you putting into practice. That is what makes the difference, is the action that you're taking and putting into practice. So great job, Lori. Nice to hear from you. And I loved hearing what you had to say. Another surprise, very pleasant surprise that I had, actually came from London, and they call it London Calling. As a keen investor and listener from across the pond, I cannot speak highly enough of Be Wealthy and Smart. The content is readily accessible to a British audience once you get past the savings acronyms IRA, 401k, etc., which unsurprisingly are very similar to our own retirement plans. Male listeners should not be put off by the Wealth Heiress references. This podcast is inclusive in every sense, providing highly practical and thought-provoking insights to make us all wealthy and smart. As we Brits say, It does exactly what it says on the tin. Keep up the great work, Linda. That, again, thrilled me to no end, because what it says is that there is a global understanding of the steps to wealth, of these principles of compounding and investing and cycles. These are things that apply to everybody. And again, it's not me that's doing this. It's you taking the action to put what I'm telling you into your life so that you see results. And I just am so proud of people, so deeply touched by this, and so amazed at how fast people have been able to put these things into action. I mean, my book came out in September. So for Eric, it really has been less than 4 months, and he's already seen tremendous results. So I'm so excited about that. The other thing I wanted to share with you is a little bit of excitement about this whole global angle, because it really is important to make a difference and get these principles out there globally. And recently, I was notified that my podcast is one of the most popular in Mexico in business and investing, one of the most popular in Singapore, in Canada, in the Netherlands, in Korea, and of course, in the United States. So I was very excited that under the business and investing categories on iTunes, we scored very highly in all of those categories, meaning we have healthy numbers of listeners in all of those areas. So thank you if you're outside of the US. I know that sometimes terminology like IRA and 401k might be a little off-putting, but you probably do have similar savings vehicles in your country, or you can adapt what I'm saying to that. But mostly what I try to do is give you universal principles that will work no matter where you live. If you're buying cars, or if you are thinking about your mindset, or if you're saving money or getting out of debt or investing. These are all universal principles for men, women, Americans, foreigners, wherever you are. These can be applied and they will work for you. So I was just thrilled to share that because, again, I get so excited that people from all over the world are listening and putting these principles into practice. And that's really the dream I have for you and for this podcast, is to really make it practical, where people are getting results and where people are understanding more the financial principles that we're not taught about in school, that our parents don't sit down and teach us, and perhaps they weren't aware of. So it's just my pleasure to bring this to you, and I just want to encourage everyone who's listening that you can do this. You can put one foot in front of the other, start with small steps, but you can definitely follow the Wealth Heiress checklist. You can follow the formulas. You can follow the 6 steps to wealth. You can put everything you've learned here into practice. And as you know, a lot of these podcasts are evergreen, and they are principles that will last forever. They're just about wealth building. So you can listen to the podcast from the beginning and start to build your knowledge. If you're a brand new listener here, if you've been here for a while, hopefully you are already putting these steps into practice and seeing results. So I just wanted to give you an extra boost of encouragement here in January, and to get the year started off right, to get you in the right direction, to get you really seeing what's possible, because everything starts with your mindset. We've talked about that many, many times. And if you think you can't accomplish anything, if you think you can't become wealthy, if you think you can't have financial freedom, then you're right. Just like Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. And that is one of the most valuable pieces of information that I can give to you, is start with changing your mindset. Start with believing, yes, you can. Yes, you can accomplish this. Yes, you can make a big difference this year. Yes, you can achieve the goals that you want. Yes, you can have the income, the net worth, the financial freedom that you're looking for. I want you to start thinking positively. And if you're having issues with those negative Nellies coming up in your brain, then use my system of affirmations to overcome that, because it will conquer it right away. And from there, it's simple repetition to change your belief system. But use the already true statements in between the affirmations that you want, and that will help you get to your goals a lot faster. So I have good news for you, and that is the Wealth Heiress book is back in stock at Amazon, although we have just a few copies there, according to Amazon. But it seems like when they sell out, they're able to come back faster. So if you haven't yet purchased You're Already a Wealth Heiress, Now Think and Act Like One, 6 Practical Steps to Make It a Reality Now, I hope you pick up your copy. We will be starting another contest for podcast reviews and book reviews, because the last one we had was so successful and I loved hearing from you. And it just was great all the way around to have the back and forth feedback, and I just loved it. It was my pleasure to give away 25 different prizes, and we're going to be doing that again soon. And if you've been thinking about joining the Be Wealthy and Smart VIP experience, this is the time to do it. First of all, what is it? It's my inner circle group that works very closely with me. If you're interested in getting your money working harder for you, learning where wealth building opportunities are, learning where the smart money's investing, and having a group of motivated people around you that's a good support group, like-minded wealth builders, I think that's one of the best kept secrets about the group, is that we have awesome people in there. You know, Jim Rohn said, you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. Well, how do you get around people that are like-minded, doing smart things with their money? You join a group like this. I do a monthly webinar where I put together all of the economic indicators that are going on out there, what's happening in markets. It's kind of like the cliff notes of investing and wealth building. So you don't have to watch all the news on television. You don't have to read financial publications or blogs. I give it all to you on a silver platter, and you have lifetime access, as well as our private Facebook group, a wealth building forum, personally curated articles that I send you each week. And this is the best time to do it because I'm going into version 2.0. I'm going to be beefing up a lot of the offerings that we have. We're moving to a new platform. There's all kinds of additional learning and modules and things I'm adding into the VIP experience. So the price will be going up 33%. But right now, at this time, we have a special 50% savings. So right now you can save 50% using the code SAVE, all capital letters, SAVE50, SAVE50, all in capital letters. For a limited time, you're able to get this great discount before the major price increase. So if you've been thinking about it, this is the time to do it. I will leave a link on my website and in the show notes, but seriously, if you've been thinking about joining the VIP experience, this is going to be the lowest price you're ever going to have. And if you have any questions about it, just send me an email at lpjhome@gmail.com. I'd be happy to answer anything you want to know. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.